Hey guys, hey girls, hey boys. If you're new to my channel, my name is MariiiBajariii, also known as MariiiBajariii here on YouTube. Hello, welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this very festive Christmas makeup look. I just wanted to do something colorful. I never really done like a Christmas, like green and red Christmas look at least. I've always done like gold, champagne look, something like glittery. But this time I was like, let me do some color. Let me do some festive holiday makeup. Okay, so in today's video you guys will be getting a tutorial on this makeup look right here. So if you guys are interested to see how I did this look, then I suggest keep on watching. But before I start this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you're notified every single time your girl posts. And without further ado, let's get right into today's video. So I'm super excited because I'm doing a Christmas makeup look for you guys, but not just like a regular like nice golden Christmas look, but like legit green and red. I've seen a couple of these on Instagram. I was inspired kind of by his picture right here, but it's the opposite. His is green and red under. So then I kept looking at other inspo and I really love how she looks. Can you guys see that? Right there, can you see it? Let's focus on her. Yeah, so see how she has like red and then under green on the lower lash line with the red lip. That is a really pretty look, so I was like, let me try. The only thing that sucks is I have lash extensions and they're kind of falling out a little bit. I feel like they're not as full, so I do wish that I could put on lashes, but we can fix it with some liner, make it look a little thicker. But I'm super excited because I never really done like a Christmas look like that. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Okay, so I already did my brows and carved them out with some concealer. So when I do colorful looks, my go-to palettes are my Cara Beauty palettes right here. I have the Flower After Hours and Life of the Fiesta. So I'm gonna open them up and see which palette I wanna use. I think I'm gonna use the Flower After Hours because it has a lot of reds and then it also has the greens too, so perfect for this look. So I'm gonna take my Morphe M441 blending brush and we're gonna go straight into the shade Pick Me, which is this red shade right here. All right, so I'm gonna start by just packing this shade into the crease like so on both sides, and then we'll blend it out. And I'm gonna start to do circular motion. So it does look a little pink right now, but I think we could definitely intensify it. That usually happens with red eyeshadows. It's hard to keep its color. Okay, so I definitely want to darken it up a little bit because it's kind of on the lighter side, like the light pink. So I'm going to take this red shade from the Morphe 25L palette in the shade Life. Alright guys, so I feel like that's enough red for now. Maybe we can go back and touch it up after. But now we're going to cut the crease. And I'm actually going to cut it using this Anastasia eye primer. I don't know if I've ever used this before. It's like a little sample that I had. But I want something that's kind of white-ish because we're using some white eyeshadow. Oh, wait a minute. This is like really watery. That was way too watery. I don't even know if it's supposed to be like that, but we're not going to use it. So I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and we're going to use this to cut the crease. I have not done a cut crease in so long, so I'm excited because those used to be like my go-to. So I'm taking a Real Techniques detailer brush. Gonna apply that onto the brush. So I first like to just put a little bit on the eye and then look up to see how much it touches my lid, and then that's where I form to cut the crease. And then I'll just pat it with my finger just to make sure it's all blended out. And then do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, so now that the crease is cut, it's looking pretty nice. I'm gonna go back into the Morphe 25L palette and I'm going to take the shade Milk right here, which is this nice matte white color. Using this, I don't even know what brush this is. I got it in an Ipsy bag. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's like SL Miss Glam. So we're gonna use this brush to pack on the white shadow, and this white shadow is gonna go on top of where I cut the crease. Okay, so I actually need a more precise brush, so I'm going to take this Beach Cosmetics number 5 brush. Still using that same milk shadow. I'm gonna apply a little bit on my finger to make it a little more intense. I swear, all these brushes, and sometimes my finger just works the best. So now I'm gonna go back into the red shade and put a little bit more on the outer corner just so it blends out nicely. And then I do want to make sure the lash line looks a little thicker, so I'm going to go in with my black liquid liner by Kara Beauty. I'm not going to do a wing, I'm just going to line the lash line. Do you guys see the difference? I just feel like it looks better and a lot thicker. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm debating, should we do a wing? Let's try. Just a little baby wing. Maybe I'll extend it a little longer. Alright, so we have a little wing moment going on. Nothing too much. I definitely feel like that helped. I love a winged look. I actually got a little bit on my face, so I'm going to take that makeup wipe and clean up the edges as well. So before we finish up the eye look, I am going to complete my face first because obviously the lower lash line, I want to make sure I have my concealer and stuff on. So we're going to skip to the face now. So for foundation, I'm going with my go-to foundation, the Frankie Rose Matte Perfection foundation. If you guys like to purchase one yourself, I do have a discount code, so it'll be right here for you guys. This is literally like my everyday foundation, whether it's a lightweight look or full coverage. This is my go-to. If you guys have been thinking about getting this foundation, honestly, just do it. You'll be so happy you did. So I recently just purchased this e.l.f. sponge. You guys, look how big this is. I always get iffy when purchasing sponges because I never know if they're gonna be squishy or too stiff, but look at this. Look at that bounce. Oh my gosh. This is called the marshmallow sponge. So let's see how she works. Okay, e.l.f. Oh yeah, that blends out so nicely. And it was only $5, you guys. Yay, I'm happy because I just hate buying sponges because I go through them so fast. So when I find an inexpensive one, I'm like, yes, because I don't really have to worry about purchasing it too much because it's not too expensive. It looks like this is going to be my new go-to sponge. So now that my foundation is on, I'm going to move on to concealer. So I'm always going through like good concealers, but once I find my go-to, I use it like non-stop. So I am back to my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the shade Light Medium Honey. This just gives me a nice, very bright under eye, so I had to come back to her. I'm just going to apply this under the eyes like so, and a little bit around the mouth area. And let that sit for like a few seconds. And I'm just going to use that same e.l.f. marshmallow sponge to blend it out. You guys, the sponge blends out so nicely. It does not soak up the product at all either. Because some sponges be doing that. I'm like, okay, thanks for stealing my concealer. Alright, so now that I'm all done blending this concealer out, we are going to set the under eyes. And of course, I always get a lot of questions on what translucent powder I use, at least on Instagram, like if you don't watch my tutorials. But if you do, you obviously know Mercier, duh. But this stuff, I've literally like tried so many translucent powders and I always find myself coming back to this one. It just fills up the pores nicely. It's like so seamless, airbrushed. I love it. So I'm gonna take this powder and again use a sponge. I also think it looks seamless because of the way I apply it with the sponge. Because when I set my under eyes with the brush, it just looks too patchy, I feel like. So using a sponge is my go-to. Take some from the cap and press it into the skin. And then once my under eyes are set, I kind of just set everywhere else, especially my T-zone. Still using the sponge and around the mouth, on the nose. I get my most oily around this section right here. So I make sure to really set it. And then up here. Once I finish applying the powder in this area with the sponge, then I move to my Morphe MB2 brush. Still using the same Mercier powder, but I just use it to set the rest of my face. And then I begin to fill my face to see if it's all set. Like right here, it's a little sticky still. So I'm gonna go and put some more powder there. For me, I really like to make sure my face is all matte, because when I go in with my bronzer, if it's not, then it kind of just like doesn't apply nicely, if that makes sense. So I really like to make sure everything is set. Then I take my Luxie 5112 brush, and then I use that to set my forehead, just because the Morphe one's a little too big for my forehead. Okay, so now to move to bronzer, I'm going into my Benefit Hoola bronzer, What's New? And I'm using a Firma 103 contouring brush. And I'm just going to start by bronzing the forehead. And then my cheekbones. So after I go in with a small angled brush, I like to go in with a more fluffier one and just use that to warm up the entire face. Using the same bronzer, but just, it kind of puts it all over. And then down the neck. And then I do like to bronze my nose a bit, so I'm going to go in with my Morphe M533 brush. Still using the same Benefit Hoola bronzer. Squeeze it a little bit to make it like more like thinner. And then I start by my eyebrow and I kind of just follow down the nose. So it's really not too much of a contour, just slightly, but more so to like bronze the nose as well. Kind of a little bit of a snatch going on. I feel like the illusion is right here. And then if I feel like I put too much, I'll go in with my powder brush and kind of just blend it out. Alright, so now for blush, I'm going to go in with my Morphe Blush Trio. This is in the shade Pop of Coral. I'm going to take these two blushes right here, Boss and Fierce, and apply that onto the cheeks. I love a good amount of blush. And then on the nose too, I kind of just like to go like this. So now for some highlighter, I'm going in with my Jaclyn Hill loose highlighter in the shade Bomb. I think they're on sale right now on Morphe. You guys, don't sleep on these highlighters. I feel like they're slept on. Like, a lot of people don't really like her brand, I think because of the lipstick situation, but I promise you this highlight is so good. I don't know why it's like not really talked about, but whatever, I like it. I'm going to use this Morphe X Nazanin Cavari number 5 brush and use that to apply the highlight. Like, it's very lightweight, but it's definitely buildable. I think all her highlight sets are on sale. And then I'm going to go in with my Benefit 24-hour brow setter and use this to set my brows just a little bit. I do have my brows laminated, so I don't really need to do this, but there's just some like flyaway hairs, so I like to go in with a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go into the Kara Beauty Life of the Fiesta palette, this one right here. And we are going to take the shade Like It's Hot, which is this green shade right here. And I'm going to apply that. I think I'm going to mix Like It's Hot as well as the one from this palette, Green Petals, because Like It's Hot's a little too cool and then Green Petals is a little too on the like brighter side. So I'm going to mix them together using this Real Techniques brow brush. I'm going to start by packing that. Not too much of like a back and forth, but literally just press on the lower lash line. Wait, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like my Halloween strawberry shortcake look. Oh well, okay. Now I'm going to go in with the pencil brush using the same shades and going to blend it out a little more. So I'm going to take this shade right here, which is Afterlife, and I'm going to use that to highlight the inner corner a little bit. And lastly for the eyes, I'm going to go in with some mascara, taking my Benefit little mini Bad Gal Bang. I'm just going to apply it on the lower lash line because I do have lash extensions, so do not put mascara on your lash extensions. Just on the lower lashes. Make that cute little face when you put mascara on. So that is pretty much for the eyes. Now we are going to move on to the last step, which is the lips. So I think we should do a red lip because, you know, Christmas. So I'm going to take this Laritzy Cosmetics Retro Red Lip Liner. I went ahead and lined the lips, and then I went in with a little bit of lip balm just because I am using a matte liquid lipstick. So I want to make sure that it's not too dry under. So now I'm going to go in with my Kylie Cosmetics MariiiBajariii Liquid Lipstick. So I went ahead and changed the background to green just to get into more festive mood. But yeah guys, I just wanted to do something fun and colorful and festive. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Christmas makeup look. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you like to see in the future. Please subscribe, stay blooming, happy holidays, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, bye.